Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal. As an American, I have to say that I'm in awe of how the British monarchy has honored Queen Elizabeth up until this point. And right now, what I'm showing here is the siblings now paying vigil. And I just feel like there is such a level of respect in the way that they have been honoring her. And I find it so incredibly beautiful. What you're about to see are the children of Queen Elizabeth coming to hold vigil for 15 minutes. I think it's really cool that you have the king holding a vigil while you have the people of Great Britain coming in and paying their respects. At the end of the day, we have to remember that it's their mother, and they have to share her in this private moment with the country as well as the world. It's admirable to see their commitment to duty on full display. There have been a lot of people who have been upset that Andrew was going to be able to wear his uniform. You know, my take on all of that is that's his mother. It was approved by the Queen for him to wear his military uniform. Then I don't think any of us have any right to say anything because that's his final tribute to her. And it's not like he's going to have another chance to get to do it over again. We should have grace for him as well as we should have grace for Harry if there is a second vigil. Speaking of, in a few seconds, you're going to see the whole entire family minus Kate and Wills and Harry. Now, my question to you guys is, what's the reasoning for that? Is it because the king's children are classified differently than Anne's children, Edward's and Andrew's? Now, on Saturday, there will be a second vigil with the 8 grandchildren, and it's understood that Harry will be in uniform with his brother per the request of King Charles, and the other 6 will be in morning coat and dress. Now, I just realized the reason why Prince William and Princess Catherine weren't there for this vigil was because they were visiting the Army Training Center in Surrey. They were there in official capacity to meet with the troops from the Commonwealth who are actually participating in the funeral. So now that we understand that, I think this looks really bad for Harry. I get this feeling that there is major drama going on behind the scenes. There are two possible scenarios that could be possible as to why Harry's not there. The first one, it being that the family didn't think it was appropriate for Meghan to be there based off of some of the shenanigans that she's been pulling over the last couple days. If King Charles advised Harry not to bring Meghan, then I don't see Harry going without her. But in my mind, I don't think that that is likely because they haven't excluded her from anything yet. The more realistic reasons would probably be Meghan just didn't want to go and most likely convinced him not to go. The other speculation would be both of them are just angry because they're not getting what they want, which are the HRH titles as well as being treated equal to William and Kate. I wonder if this is a sign that they weren't invited to the dinner on Sunday. I could totally see Meghan and Harry throw a hissy fit because they still feel entitled that they should be treated like senior royals. What's really sad about this is that we know that the main driver for him not being there is because of his wife. Now, if there is a second vigil tomorrow, you can bet that Meghan will be there on that balcony. And there's no doubt in my mind that there's going to be something that she's going to do in order to try and take attention away. I will bet that Sophie will be there tomorrow and she will be up on that balcony standing in between her and Kate. What is certain is that Kate's going to look flawless. Even though she is going through a really difficult time, she's going to shine like the diamond that she is. What's exhausting is knowing that the wife is going to be most likely attempting to do something to steal the spotlight away as she's done in the past. And I just feel sad that the family have to deal with it because it's exhausting, but it's more exhausting when you have to deal with this petulance. And then to be stoking the fire with the media is just aggravation on top of a stressful time. What I find so mind-boggling is that you have the monarchy with tremendous amount of power. They could call up these major news outlets and tell them to not run anything with Meghan Markle or topics that are not related to the Queen, at least just for this period of time. I'm sure these major news outlets would respect that considering they are the British monarchy, and if they wanted to, they could sue the pants off of any of these outlets if they so choose to for spreading whatever false information, which is what is exactly happening right now. Especially amid scabies. You would think that the monarchy would have enough power to give a call over to Yahoo and tell his boss to quit it, don't you think? It's probably another thing that they have to think about, but remember, they have all these people around them. I do hope one day Harry will regret the decisions that he's made over the last few years. What it boils down to is Harry is going to be the one that has to live with this conscience. And if he doesn't feel any sort of remorse or regret, then there's no reason why we should have to feel upset. I think a lot of people's anger is seeing that you have two people who have deliberately hurt others and there had been no consequences. It almost feels like they're being rewarded to some extent, which I think makes a lot of people who have a moral conscience recognize that that's not the way that we want people in society to behave. You got to think about the children. What are they teaching their children or not teaching their children because they're so selfish? I feel so sad for those kids. You know, part of me is really hoping and praying the little girl doesn't exist. I do believe that Archie exists. You know, to have two children in this world that you're not spending time with, you're not paying attention to, you're not nurturing them as a mother should be nurturing them at that very young age, shows me that their priorities are wrong. And it's sad to know that those children, if both of them really do exist, are going to have problems when they grow up. And this is just my opinion. Harry and Meghan are not what the Queen had stood for, and I really hope Charles does embody what his mother embodied, which was family and unity. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. All we can do is just pray that the right decisions will be made for the better of the people, not for selfish intentions or for ego or out of fear. The right gets done, and that we see justice be rebalanced. I don't know if you guys saw in the news today, but David Beckham had waited 13 hours to pay his respects to the Queen. And he stood in line with everybody else, which I thought that that was really cool. So we're coming to the end of this vigil. I'm going to let it play out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And you know I'll be back soon.